Alright, so I did promise Ty that I'd make a video of his PC, so here we are. It's a TD300 mesh, it's in white, and this one's pretty cool because it's got an RTX 3080 and some QL series Corsair fans. Just a quick note, we are kind of changing the range of PCs that I offer on the pre-built section because I'm finding that over time people are just asking for the same thing anyway. So we've made it really condensed. This is one of the cases that made the cut, and I want to show you why. I'll go around the specs and show you what's inside it, and I'll show you why I love this case. It's just really simple. So here's Ty's PC. Let's have a close look at this one. Now it's flat out at the minute, so it is raining. We're in the middle of a storm. If you can hear the rain, I'm not sorry, you just have to deal with it. Let's go over the bits. First up, the processor is a 5700X, it's a Ryzen 7, and if you've seen some of these videos I've been putting out lately, you know that this is my favorite processor because if the Ryzen 5 can get you over 200 FPS on Warzone, just imagine what this thing can do. If you want to get a 5600 but you got another $180 in your budget to get a 5700X, this will last a fair bit longer for you. It's an 8 core versus a 6 core, so I'm sure at some point in the future we'll finally use 8 cores. And on some games like Microsoft Flight Simulator, you find that this processor will give you a nice boost. Most people aren't really going to see the difference, but if you're streaming, the 5700X is a beast. We wanted to go for a pure white kind of style on this PC, so it's a Deepcool Castle 240mm sitting just there. It's got the white braids, white lines, white block, white fens because they're Corsair. Everything is white inside this PC. That's the kind of theme that we're going for. Now the graphics card is a Zotac Gaming RTX 3080 and it's a nice white one. I choose this one over the Vision because I reckon the Vision, it's got a little bit of silver on there, like an aluminium finish. This is just pure white. Now the motherboard was specifically chosen because this is pretty much the only motherboard that's got a bit of white on there. So it's an ASRock B550M Pro 4. They're great motherboards. They don't have Wi-Fi, so we have added a Wi-Fi card just here. Power supply in this one is a 750 watt gold rated in-win power supply. We're using a heap of those lately. They're very reliable, they have a 5-year warranty, and it means that if you get something like an RTX 3060 or even less, then you might only need 450 watts, but the 750 watt means that when the 40 series comes out or whatever AMD brings out in the future, you can just drop it in there and it works. So happily powers this 3080, and don't get kind of confused about the wattage because this is an AMD processor. It uses like half the wattage of a similar Intel processor. This whole PC is probably going to use like 480 watts while he's playing games, so Ty's very safe for 750 gold. We've got a 1TB NVMe SSD. More than enough if you're just gaming. Now, if you want to stream and you're making videos on YouTube, you might want to go for like a 2TB or like a 2 or 4TB hard drive for some extra storage in there, but 1TB is perfect if you're just playing a few games. Internet's quick these days, so just delete your games, download them again. 1TB is normally enough for most people. And again, this case is a Cooler Master TD300 mesh. Now, we changed the whole range on the website. In the pre-built section, you're pretty much just going to find this case in black or white, and then you're going to find Lian Li cases. We might add a few here and there that a few cases that I reckon look really nice, but this is the kind of case that does everything. It's a micro, so it's not going to cost too much, and it's perfect for that lower end or upper mid-range even gaming PC. But you can see here, right, the graphics card has plenty of clearance. So if you have some decent fans like these QL140s, you'll find that it brings in the cold air, cools down the graphics card, the hot air shoots out the back. It's completely fine to have a high-end graphics card in this case, even though it's a micro. There's a lot of micro cases I won't use with this kind of graphics card, but the TD300 has great airflow, so I'm happy to use it. We don't see any parts overheating in this case. Now the fans are all Corsair QL series. This is a bit of a different setup than usual, so you can fit either 3 120s or 2 140s at the front. Just because it's a little bit cramped with 3 fans, we go for the 2 140s, and you can see, you got the 140mm fans at the front there. On the top, you can probably see you got the QL120s, and one at the back here as well. So we've gone with 2 QL140s and 3 QL120s. The QL fans are like the flagship fan from Corsair. They're very similar to the LL, except they have LEDs on both the top and bottom. Very premium. You might spend about 120 for a couple of QL140s and about 120 for 3 of the 120s. And as usual, when we build an all-white PC, we've got white braided cables here that just finishes off the look. You probably, you don't want to put Strimer cables in a case like this. I just don't recommend it. There's not enough room. It's not going to look good. They're going to like kind of bend everywhere. So white cables keeps it nice and pure white. It's a really cool look. The RAM itself, I didn't mention that. It's 32 gig Corsair and it's white RAM, you can see. White Corsair RAM, it's Corsair, so it just works. It's white, so it fits the case. And this is 32 gig. So absolutely perfect for gaming and streaming. It's a little bit overkill. You can get away with 16, but I mean, for the sake of $100, you may as well get the 32. And as always, this PC comes with Windows, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth, all included as standard. So by the time it turns up at your place, you just pull out the box, plug it in, play some games, It's really that simple. All the setup is done by us. So a PC like this, you can generally spend, as of today, so I know a lot of you guys in the comments are going to start ripping into the price in the next 6 months, but today we're looking at like 3,200 to 3,400 for this kind of setup. It depends how lucky you get. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more. And that's in Australian dollars. It's not in USD. Australian dollars, about $3,200 for this kind of PC. It can be more or less, depends what you put in there. Maybe you want more storage or less storage, whatever it is, it changes, so don't hold me to that. But if you want to get a custom PC, just have a chat to me. I can work out a PC for you, just like I did for Ty, and I'll make sure it suits your budget. If you want to get this kind of PC and spend $2,800, that's fine. We'll just change up a few things and make it work for you, but just have a chat so I can tell you what's going to work.